Stephen Shields Radio Show.
Alright. Hello, Wisdomers. I'm back. Just did my morning breath work and just did my morning breath work meditation and basically, just having a podcast here on wisdom. It's 2024. It's a new year, new time, and basically, I just finished my latest score relief video for Score Relief 2024 film scoring competition. So I've done that. I feel great. And I've just submitted it off. So it's been a big week. Very big week at YouTube for me. It was. It's just been a big week. Just uploading shit. And the Stephen Shields Radio Show is now available on YouTube. So you can listen to the podcast as audio. YouTube now has finally allowed an RSS feed from your distributor or whoever you host it with, and so that's really good that they've done that. So you can listen to the episodes on audio on my YouTube channel, or even Rumble and Odyssey and Utreon, wherever you prefer to listen to the show. It's always helpful, and it always helps the show grow organically, because the more listeners I can get, the better the reach for the podcast. So that's what it just feels good to start 2024 on a positive start. Ended up going to the Sydney Sixers versus the my team, the Sydney Thunder. The game ended up in a draw. The Thunder batted in the first innings, and wickets were just falling like crazy. And then the rain came, and that sucks whenever the rain hits, because you pay your money to go watch 2020 cricket, and then the rain turns out to just ends up being a point each. But I was very happy to go to day one of the Sydney Test. I was there for the whole day pretty much, and it was good. Weather was I'm going to say good. It wasn't too hot. It probably hit about 30, and then came down. David Warner's last Test match as well, but no, I enjoyed the whole day out at Test cricket. I was exhausted by the time I came home. The whole commute, like coming back on the light rail from Moore Park to Central Station, was just so packed like hell. I had a long day. I mean, I was watching it from like ball one to the last, and I mean, you take breaks, of course. I mean, end up going to smoke my cigar when I'm at the Test cricket anyway. So I have took a couple of cigars, and obviously when it's tea or lunch, I can understand that Test cricket's not for everyone. I know for the kids, it's they've got a short attention span, and it's understandable that they would get bored, and that's completely fine. If it's not for the kids to watch, that's why they have the 2020 cricket, so it's a bit more entertaining. Test cricket's not for everyone. For me, I enjoy it because it's more. Um, it's more strategy, and there's more to to um to basically, yeah. There's a lot that goes on. It is very exhausting for bowlers. Um, it was two ducks in the first innings of day one from Pakistan, but they put up a good fight. A couple of batsmen had a 50. There was one, I can't recall his name, was approaching 100, but ended up all bowled out for 300. David Warner just had to bat one over at the end of the day, and that was good that the Australians could get through it. But, I don't think it was an easy wicket to be batting on anyway. But that's Test cricket. David Warner lost his baggy green. I hope that he can get his baggy green cap back as well. Cafe. And yeah, I hope so. But I was reading in the Daily Telegraph, and there was an OnlyFans star, Paris Al Yang, drink driving. Basically, she crashed into a Mercedes, alright, because of the breakup from Julian Tobias, quote Daily Telegraph. Now, she's earned over $1 million from doing OnlyFans, but when went to the court, she was fined $1,000 and sentenced to a 2-year corrections order. Now, at the time, she wasn't displaying her P plates, which is breaking the law, and a blood alcohol level of 2.13, quote Daily Telegraph. Basically crashed into Wolseley Road in Point Piper and smashed a Mercedes. So the car that she smashed into was not insured. Now the owner of that Mercedes is having to go through lawyers and all that, and a shit fight just to get, I think it was $150,000 worth of damage. Now, basically, she's earned $1 million at least from OnlyFans. And not only that, after the crash, she ended up going to LA and going on holiday. But it's still just unacceptable because people think, oh, because I'm a big OnlyFans creator, I can get away with drink driving and do what I want, which is breaking the law. The other thing too is, yeah, you unfortunately you do need to have car insurance, especially these days. Now, because the owner of the Mercedes didn't have insurance on it, it got more complicated because basically Paris Al Yang did damage and was drink driving, and her insurance will not cover her. He didn't have car insurance, so he's had to go through a private solicitor, the owner of the Mercedes, done everything he can to get compensated. And it's costing him money, obviously, with the lawyers. I don't know how this case is going to play out, but it is a bit complicated. But it goes to show, from what I've read, that you do need to have car insurance, because just get it. If you do not have car insurance, leave the car at home in the garage. Don't even leave it on the street. Don't even drive it. That's it. Simple as that. Because there's stupid people out there on the road that do stupid things and think they can get away with it. Because basically, if the Mercedes was insured by whoever, NRMA or UE, the insurance company would be chasing Paris Yang for the damages. I mean, this is why you need to have it. Please. It's not worth the risk out there. There's problems with the Australian Federal Police. They're angry over their pay. They're always told to keep their phones on, like on call 24/7, and they've rejected an 11.2% pay rise. Commissioner Reece Kershaw, the highest paid commissioner salary. He's set by the remuneration tribunal. Basically, he's a millionaire. Australian Federal Police officers would obviously get paid a shitload of money for what they do, but it's quite possible they are underpaid, overworked, and told to come into work last minute, so they can't take the vacation, and short staff. Been hearing of resignations in the AFP. Quite sad, but I mean, obviously with cost of living pressures, inflation going up as well, people want more money. I don't know. It's quite sad to hear that there is a mental health crisis in the Australian Federal Police Force. That this is what's happened. Underfunded by the government and short-staffed. Not good. Politicians too, they think they can get away with anything they want. Dominic Perrottet's been fined for speeding, Melinda Pavey as well. Because when politicians are driving, they use a pool car, so they're not using their own personal car, they're using a pool car. Now, this is what I don't like. They think they can take advantage of the taxpayer and get away with it. I mean, that's just not right, number one. Number two, it's taking advantage of hard-working Australians paying their tax dollars to keep politicians in office. This is both Labor and Liberal. But I don't understand. They think they can just get away with anything they want because they're a politician. Well, you do stuff like that, you deal with the consequences. Simple as that. Brad Hazard included, overstaying their parking tickets. They're not paying their parking fines. Some are not even tapping on their Opal cards on the train. They think they can get freebies everywhere. Well, the law's the law. You break it, there's consequences. Doesn't matter if you're the Prime Minister of Australia, the President, the law is the law. But that's what's going on, and we vote our politicians into office, and they take advantage of taxpayers because everything you buy in the shop is taxed. Tax is a part of life. GST, you're paying your 10% GST to the government, and the toll roads and all that going up to. I mean, I always avoid the tolls because I do not want to be driving on toll roads. They're a rip-off. This is how Australia is, guys. So I don't know what to do anymore. I just think that it's like I just want to enjoy my time as a content creator, doing what I'm doing, because I just get like fed up with idiots out there that think they can get away with anything they want. But what's going on in the NRL? Ex-Cronulla utility suffered a calf strain. Connor Tracy, he's one of the Bulldogs recruits, so I hope he can end up playing in the 2024 season. Obviously, they do a lot of scouting in the off-season at this time before pre-season, so they're buying their players. Yeah, it's interesting, the NRL. Big business, of course. But yeah, I hope this season is going to go well. The sad thing about a blue grouper fish, there was a man spearfishing and decided to kill a blue grouper fish, which is quite slack, and that's not good. Was off the coast of Cronulla. Now, the poor fish was just minding his business, and then for someone to spearfish it, come on, that's slack. Why would you do that? That is just slack, honestly. Really, 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 just, oh my god, where have we come in Australia? What the hell is going on here with us? Because there's severe penalties for hunting and spearfishing species like that, and why would you want to do that for? That's not good. It's not good at all. The South Korea opposition leader has been stabbed from the Democratic Party leader Lee Jae-yong, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, was speaking in Busan and suffered 1 centimeter laceration to the neck. Remains consciousness. The bleeding is minor. We lost in 2022 to Conservative Yoon Suk Yeol, quote Daily Telegraph. You see, Lee is still facing a trial on bribery charges and basically transferring $8 million to North Korea. Oh shit! Breached duties, lost $20 billion, $15 million. Company owned by Seongram City during term as mayor. So I don't understand corrupt behaviour like that with politicians that are bribery, doing all that stuff, taking bribes, committing fraud, tax evasion. I mean, still, it's not nice to see that the opposition leader was stabbed. That's not good as well. But you see, politicians, even in Australia, there are politicians doing time in jail for corruption, bribery, crimes, because they think they can get away with it. But the problem is they get caught and they fall very hard. And, you can do your research about, even in Australia, there's politicians from the Labor and the Liberal Party that are doing time in jail, are criminals. That's, they'll keep denying it, and then, you know what? One day it'll all hit them very hard and they just lose everything. But that's how it is today. Alright, the weather right now is 21.1 degrees Celsius, feels like 21.5 degrees Celsius, minimum of 15 degrees Celsius, top of 26 degrees Celsius, the max, no rain, cloudy. South 6 kilometers an hour wind, 7 kilometers an hour gust, 67% humidity, 0.2 millimeters of rain since 9 a.m. yesterday. Rain, 95% very high chance of no rain. Sydney, Australia, cloudy, light winds becoming easterly, 15 to 20 kilometers an hour in the early afternoon, then becoming light in the late evening with a moderate fire danger rating. Sun, moon and UV. 5:53 a.m. sunrise, 8:13 p.m. sunset, morning crescent moon phase, new moon, 11th January is the next moon phase, 12 extreme max UV index, 8:40 a.m. to 5:10 p.m. sun protection recommended. Tomorrow, sunny, partly cloudy, low of 16 degrees Celsius, top of 29 degrees Celsius, no rain. Monday, cloudy with showers, low of 19 degrees Celsius, top of 30 degrees Celsius, 0 to 15 millimeters of rain. Tuesday, sunny with showers, low of 21 degrees Celsius, top of 33 degrees Celsius, 0 to 4 millimeters of rain. Wednesday, sunny with showers, a low of 20 degrees Celsius, top of 30 degrees Celsius, 0 to 2 millimeters of rain. Thursday, sunny with showers, a low of 20 degrees Celsius, top of 29 degrees Celsius, 0 to 4 millimeters of rain. Friday, sunny with showers, a low of 19 degrees Celsius, top of 27 degrees Celsius, 0 to 2 millimeters of rain. Forecasted. At least day one of the cricket didn't rain, which was good. That was very, very, very good as well. Yeah, but that's the weather for us. I mean, at least we had some rain last week. At least it fills up the water tank. I've noticed the grass has grown a bit more, so I've got to do some lawns. Have to get petrol for the lawnmower. Yeah, and do some lawns. But yeah, I quite enjoy mowing the lawn actually. So nice and relaxing. It's for me, doing lawns is basically a therapy. Quite enjoy it. Yes, as you know, I like to talk about what's going on in the world. Zombie deer disease illness has surged in the United States of America. It's basically infected animals to become listless, jittery, drooling, grinding their teeth. Gives animals a zombie-like blank stare. It's basically spread it to 32 states and 4 Canadian provinces. Zombie deer disease, there's no infection in people. It affects deer, elk, reindeer, sika, deer, and moose. Obviously, I'd never want to see any disease like that affecting animals and wildlife because, you know, it you don't want it to become an epidemic. And then, as you know, all the borders now, they screening people, and then you don't want stuff like that to be another coronavirus or a pandemic. Please, no. But yeah, it's hopefully the government, World Health Organization, can contain it quickly and get rid of it, because it can affect a lot of animals too, and that's not good. Yes, laws are changing in 2024 in Australia. I'm talking fee hikes, bonuses. The passport fee is going up from $325 to $346. Now, speaking of an Australian passport, I had a shit fight getting an Australian passport. I'm happy to tell my story. Basically, at the time, this is I think it was 2017 or 2018. I was applying for my Australian passport, and what happened was they wanted an original birth certificate from either my mother or father. As you know what the immigration is like, it was a shit fight, and I was pissed because at the time I'm an adult, I can sign off on things. But basically, the law in Australia is if you were born after 1986, they require an original birth certificate from either mum or dad, preferably mother. This is the immigration. This is I didn't set this. Did all that, but I've got it, and I am proud to be an Australian citizen. But you've got to renew it. I think after 10 years. So hopefully, when it comes time for me to renew, it's not going to be as complicated as that stuff, because it's not fun when you have to have a shit fight with the government. You know what government departments are like for people. It's a shit fight. And basically, the one-off fee on July 1st, 2024 will increase is per $346 to $398. It's going to increase. Also, too, the government is banning disposable vapes. Now, I've got a vape, but it's a rechargeable vape, and it's a nicotine-free vape. Apparently, yeah, vaping is very addictive. I'm talking like from nicotine. The disposable, you buy it, once you finish it, you chuck it in the bin. So that's what the government is banning. The ones coming from China that are not regulated. Um, as you know, I like my cigars. I love them. I love me tobacco. But I don't know how teenagers are getting there, are able to get vapes. I mean, smoking under the age of 18 in Australia is illegal. So I've heard of teenagers that are addicted as young as 13, addicted to vaping, which is sad. And I honestly don't know how they get their hands on it. But the Chris Minns government is banning it. But you know what? Just because they ban it, they will always find their way into Australia. It's like anything. There's so many shipping containers coming down to Port Botany. It's, you know, things will still keep coming in. But my suggestion is, if you're going to vape, buy it from a tobacconist. I've got a nicotine-free one, or get a rechargeable one that you can use, and make sure you clean your vape. I prefer nicotine-free, so I'm not going to get addicted to it, because they can be addictive, I've heard. But for me, I enjoy my cigar and just relaxing with my cigars. Centrelink payments have increased for people on welfare, 6% boost. Youth allowance increased from $22.40 and $45.60 a fortnight. Oz study increased $36.20 to $45.60 a fortnight. Obviously, with the cost of living pressures going on. But even that too, is it going to cover your living expenses? Even someone who's working on a base salary, a full-time job, is having to go into shared accommodation because it's cheaper. So, cost of living now is absolutely fucked up. Um, But I don't know. I don't know what to say. So, yeah, that's Australia for us. Yeah, the Bidens' corruption. They've been exposed to criminal charges on multi-million-dollar tax fraud. Now, it's funny how the left-wing media always are blaming Donald Trump and covering up the Bidens and what they're doing. And I think that basically it's I just get sick of the discrimination that's going on. I think now that evidence is coming out about Hunter Biden and the laptop, well, there needs to be consequences for doing that stuff. Because I'm fed up. Coffee. Hamas has actually refused negotiations over a ceasefire now. This war between Hamas, Israel, Palestine, it could cause another inflation hike again because of shipping routes having to take a different route location, which will bring up costs to import pharmaceuticals into Australia. So then again, they can start jacking the prices up because of shipping being delayed. Like, you notice 1 week you do your shopping, you get a good deal on your basics, and then next week things go up. Now I've learned a lot during this cost of living crisis about how the economy works, but there's certain things I cannot control, and that's the economy. I would hope inflation gets down to 2 to 3% with the Reserve Bank of Australia, because people are just going to go broke, honestly. Speaking of America, people are actually moving to Texas. I'm hearing people are leaving California, Seattle, San Francisco, and are moving to Texas. But Kensington in Philadelphia has become like a zombie place. It's so dangerous. People are just, using trank and fentanyl and are like zombies. And police aren't doing anything about it. The mayor, the government's not cleaning it up. This is how did Joe Biden's America become like this? Obviously, in Los Angeles, there's Skid Row. You just do not go down there. The rents are just too high. But New York, obviously, has got higher taxes, regulations, crime, homelessness, failing school system. Quote New York Post. Texas voters, a proud proposition for $18 billion property tax cut in November. People want to pay less tax, which is understandable. This is the Bidenomics model of excessive spending. Quote New York Post. J.P. Morgan, Capital One, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, and the Bank of America. I don't understand all this Bidenomics, stuffing up the economy for people and hard-working Americans paying their taxes on minimum wage, but I've heard the minimum wage is going up. Coffee. But this is Yeah, this is Joe Biden's America for you. Bunch of false promises, and you feel that you've just been screwed over. Because, yeah. I just hope that, all this stuff can just get sorted out. And, yeah, it's just not good. Really not good. It's horrible. But I do believe that we need to, Australia needs to stop regulating everything the government, like tobacco, for instance. I believe cigarettes should be cheaper. And yeah, because it's just not fair how people, want to have our luxuries, and then basically what happens is the government just want to keep taking GST, especially out of petrol and all that stuff. You know that? I think that now we've got to just keep on going as well during these challenging economic times. Like I said, there's things that I cannot control, but what I can control is myself, and just being happy with what you got and having that gratitude. And when you practice that gratitude in 2024, you get to experience some amazing opportunities, and for self growth as well. So I know I do rant about politics quite a lot because it's something I'm passionate about. Um, yeah, it hits everyone. Um, I just get upset when governments just want more money, and they're already making a huge profit, taking advantage of the taxpayer. Sorry, guys. Taking advantage of the taxpayer's money just to go on their nice holidays, travel the world wherever they want, and it's your hard-earned taxpayers' money. It is taxpayers' money that's funding it. So this goes to show I'm fed up with all the crap that the left is telling me that they're going to do, and they don't do it. You can be on the left or the right, but I get sick of it. This Bidenomics bullshit stuff. Stuffing around in the economy. And not only that, what is going on is there's illegal immigrants actually starting to come to Australia. And you will start to see illegal boat people arriving here soon. So that's this is what has happened. But 2024 is a new year. It's a new place. I think 2024 can be a fresh start for everyone. I think that we can put 2023 behind us and move on. It's history. I just hope Medicare can, start paying the doctors more money so they don't have to start going private soon. And that's what the government, basically Anthony Albanese, promised that, he would make it cheaper to see the doctor. Well, why is there a bulk billing crisis in New South Wales and around Australia? In outback communities, majority of doctors do not bulk bill out there. So, but this is the Labor government introduced Medicare to help people. But this is what's happened. So, I don't know. I just take one day at a time and do what I love doing, create content, working on content, and getting better and better every day, keeping fit and healthy, smoking my cigars, relaxing, writing music. I've just also too updated my portfolio on Motion Elements and Pond 5 for royalty-free music. So just updated my catalogue as well. So keep an eye out for that. And if you purchase any of the tracks, it does help Shields Productions out there grow and to be able to keep creating more content like I do. Because I do this because I love it, the podcast as well. But no, I just think watching the cricket as well is just something positive for me and just something to just forget about the world and forget what's going on in the world and just forget about all the bullshit that's been happening. I believe that, if we've got to, I guess, just start asking questions to politicians as to why you get away with what you're doing and stealing from the taxpayers. I mean, that's just not cool. That's not right at all. It was like I noticed in last year's NRL season, all this hip drop tackle drama. Oh, this HIA, stuffing up the HIA system. I noticed in cricket, like when a batsman gets hit in the helmet, they have to get a helmet check now. They never used to do that. They were more looser. I mean, it's good in a way, but the bad thing is, if the batsman's fine, it's sort of delaying the game if he gets hit in the head. I mean, it's cricket. You're going to get hit as a batsman. It's test cricket. Bounces are going to come. But it's good because generally, if you get hit in the helmet, you've got to throw it away. It depends how hard the ball hit. Obviously, if a batsman is wobbly and not feeling well, get him off the field. That's it. Take him off. Before all this stuff came in, used to be the trainer would decide and have a look at you if you got hit, and check your helmet and decide, okay, we've got to take you off, or the helmet was damaged, they've got to replace it. So that's why generally cricket helmets or baseball helmets, if you cop a big hit, you've got to chuck it away. You can't reuse it because they're only made to be last once. That's why. I mean, concussion is a serious problem that's been going on in sports for years. I mean, the NRL, NFL, NHL, whatever, should never have let players play with a concussion. They should have just retired them, took them off the game, because that's not good. Even the old days, if a player got knocked out in footy, they'd come back in the second half, and you can't be doing that. So that and the NFL, I think the AFL as well, is going through quite a lot of lawsuits because of player welfare. NRL player Carl Webb actually passed away. He suffered motor neuro disease, if I can recall. Obviously, he died at the age of 42. Yeah, 4-year battle with motor neuron disease. So this is a lot of these things that retired NFL players, retired rugby league players who've played contact sports for the last 20 years, 30 years, it's coming to them in their when they're in their 50s and 60s. It all starts to show up. Some of them have been diagnosed with epilepsy because of too many hits to the head. And now it's not good because it affects them, it affects their families, and no player who's worked hard deserves to be in a wheelchair and can't walk at 50, 60 years old. Now, this is the price, you pay playing a sport that you love. I mean, rugby league is amazing. Any contact sport, it's what, we need sports, and this is what, you signed up for, the choice you had to play. To be successful, you're going to get hurt. I've said it, like in the wrestling business, to be successful in the wrestling business, you're going to end up pretty much not walking properly. But the players, they do this because they love this sport, they love this business, they respect this business. And I just don't like it how they want to basically get all political and PC about it. That to me is drawing a line, and that's not good. But that's all from me today, guys. Please subscribe to the Stephen Shields Radio Show. You can listen to the Stephen Shields Radio Show on my YouTube channel, Shields Productions, or if you're on Rumble, Odyssey, and Patreon, Just search for Shields Productions. It's there as audio, so if you want to listen to it as an audio, I do have some of the show interviews I've done on video as well. Please share any of your favourite episodes on social media to help the podcast grow as well. And guys, have a good morning, good afternoon to you. Bye for now.